What is going on, YouTube people? Have they finally done it? Has the year-long war against the machines finally come to the end? Has Pokemon Center recruited John Connor to finally defeat the bots? For those that don't know, anyone watching this video is probably aware, White Flare Black Bolt went on sale earlier this week. The queue was up forever. Lots of speculation about what went down. Did they print it to the moon? Did they crack down on bots? A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. In the post-mortem now, a few days after all this has gone down, it does, and let's be real here, the Terminators always come back. But it does appear whatever they changed up had a massive impact on bots, whatever they implemented. So shout out to them. I was actually at a local card show today talking to some folks, and they had talked to some folks and some discords and some back rooms and all the nonsense, saying that a lot of people with bots were not able to check out, that they were not successful on this drop from Pokemon Center. Now, I'm sure some got through, but judging by the chatter and the visual evidence of how long the queue stayed up for, and some other things that we'll talk about here in a minute, it does appear that they managed to crack down on bots. Now, some evidence of that, there was some new errors that people were getting. So people were getting booted out where they were a legitimate human. The machine was thinking they were a bot, and they weren't. I had that happen a couple of different times where I had to re-enter the queue, actually, because I got booted out. And a lot of it seemed to do with if you used like prepaid or pre-filled out payment information, or you were auto-filling things to save time. Not everybody, but I know myself personally, I used an autofill stuff on some PayPal stuff, and it kicked me. It said, oh, your bot, error 17 or whatever it was that it gave, and it would not let me log back in. I actually had to reopen it on a different web browser, go through the queue again, and then I manually typed in my credit card. So just some things to kind of keep in mind if even if you're not a bot, but you act like a bot with pre-filling in information and quick clicking and things like that. It seems like the system's it's probably a little overly tuned to flag stuff like that. And it does appear to be working. Some more evidence. I talked about it. I got in and out of the queue multiple times because I was having issues on mobile, then on desktop, and whole thing. Check out my last video if you want the full story. But what I noticed when I actually made the purchase, when I got in the queue, it was like well over 3.5 million. And the queue dropped super fast. I was only in it for maybe 25, 30 minutes tops, and I was already checking out. That makes me think that a lot of that 4 million or 3.5, whatever you want to call it, is not actually real people, and the system's catching it and kicking them out as it works its way through the queue. So the queue is jammed up with bots. They get through it, and it's like, nah, bro, get out of here. And boots them, so it allows the queue to actually move way quicker. There's no way 5 hours in or 4 hours in, whatever it was, that they were still getting through 3.5 million queue positions, one, still having inventory, and two, moving people in and out of the system that quickly. So that makes me think they were rejecting a ton of people. Like I said, I actually think the system's a little overtuned, but now that I kind of know, like, I just won't use pre-filled in information. I'll just manually type the credit card in myself if it's going to be a problem going forward. But it does seem like they have finally figured this thing out. Now, as we're well aware, the Terminators, the AI machines, will go back into their little domain. They will recode some stuff, figure some things out, and probably come back bigger, badder than ever. You know, this time was a T800, then it'll be a T900 and a T1000 and whatever the hell it ended up getting up to by the time that was all said and done. And that's the game that they play. The company does one thing, the bots respond, the company responds. All this back and forth, all just to stop them from botting product. But right now, and I got a lot of comments on the last video, and once again, walking around a local card show today, talking to people at some Pokemon tables, the vibes were the same. One of the more frequent comments that I saw written and verbalized this week was, this was the best drop that I've been a part of, or this was the easiest time that I had, or I was actually able to get product for the first time. A lot of this was the first time I was able to get product or be successful in one of these. So, you know, we've been critical of Pokemon Center, but we'll give them a W on this one. Now we'll see if it lasts. We'll see what the evolutions are on both sides of the war. But for this one, victory for Pokemon Center. This played out the way that I guess that it should. And I haven't even looked at secondary market prices on this stuff yet. It's still way too early. Obviously, there's been a bunch of craziness in the Pokemon sealed market right now with Sword and Shield stuff going absolutely wild. The Scarlet and Violet era potentially ending early. And now this, but that is content for another day. That's all I got for you boys and girls on this one. As always, curious for your thoughts and comments down below. Is the war over? Have the bots finally been defeated? Those are the questions I have for you. We'll catch you boys and girls on the next one. Peace.